Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Jet Baker. That's Jet Baker, and I'm doing one painting each day in quarantine. Today's day number 37. Started my 6th week in quarantine. Today's subject is a funeral. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not painting about butterflies. Here's the scene that's happening all over the country. It's a funeral happening, and there's an iPhone on a tripod, and the family and everyone is watching remotely, safely. So that's what I'm painting today. Some of the days are happy paintings. When I'm painting, it kind of takes me away. It does take me away, even if I'm painting about the coronavirus pandemic. So I'm going to get right to the painting. I have a new studio set up here for folks who've been here before. And there might be glitches. I don't see any right there. Okay, last night, a few hours to set this new thing up here, and there were no glitches. Let me grab my ruler. One moment, please. And then today, when I started streaming at 1 o'clock, like I do every day, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, I'm gonna get in here. There were glitches. So I tried to fix it during lunch. I had some Cheerios and wasn't able to fix it. So I'm gonna take a look at it tonight. I like that you can see what I'm painting on a little better. Let me show our painting today. I showed you the photograph, and here's the beginning of our painting. What I do is I do a palette knife painting in the afternoon at 1 o'clock, and then I come back here at 3 o'clock, and I put in the details with the acrylic paint pens. And that's what I'm going to start doing now. Here's my photograph up here. Hope everybody's well. So I just started painting to take my mind off things for a while. And turned into be an everyday thing. And I think I'm going to do this after the pandemic. I have an idea for a series, totally different, but it's a painting everyday series. And it's pretty exciting. I'm not ready to spill the beans on that yet. But I'm enjoying painting. And I've been enjoying chatting. When I started this, I was chatting on Facebook. I moved here to YouTube. Not getting as much chat action, but I'm new here. So I'm just gonna define some of the background here. They're in front of a, looks like a building at a cemetery. And I'm just gonna define that a little bit. Not too much, we don't really need to do too much. The subject, of course, is the person whose funeral has become a live stream, so everyone can see it. I'm just glad that I'm able to do this because it's been fun painting. And then it's been fun chatting with people when they get on here. Had some guests. Some paper. Let's clean the tip of my paint pen a little bit. I need a big fat paint pan. Yeah, but we'll see how long it goes. I'm gonna paint till the end, whether I have a video or not, because I want to, and I am going to. The video, my computer's a little bit older, and it did this shut off automatically thing a couple times one night recently, and I don't know. So I'm gonna paint every day, whether I have it in a video or not. The videos have been fun. I'm just putting a little definition in the back here. It's all going to fade into the back, and the focus is going to be on our person in the front here, and the camera that's recording everything. I painted this, finished it about 1:30, and now it's probably about 3:10, 3:11. So I'm going to let these roses dry a little bit. They're a little thicker. And I'll start working on the camera in the front here. Define those lines a little bit, the lines I painted in. They look pretty good actually, but I'll just define them a little bit. Okay. You know, it looks good. I don't need to, what I need to do is get into this camera. And I'm going to put the scene that the camera is shooting right there into the camera. Hey, Wendy. So we're going to have glitches. I tried to fix the glitches. We'll see. If we can't fix the glitches, I might go back to the other camera, which is the built-in computer camera. Yeah, I can't have these glitches. It has kind of, I'm going to wait. I'm going to switch it and make it a positive thing. It's giving us a pre-post-apocalyptic man painting in his studio every day in quarantine vibe. That's better. So I'm going to just go in, and where was I? I'm going to put this camera in. There it is. I actually have one here. Okay, let's put that scene in. I'll start with the gray and outline the inside of that phone screen. You can hear it's a little tacky, some ASMR. I mean, the paint's a little tacky, a little wet. Painting is fine art. Okay. I did put a lot of paint on that camera earlier. I want it to really look like an iPhone, so I'm really looking at what I'm seeing. Screen, I made the screen a little bigger than it really was, so I can just go back and erase that. It's paint. Good thing about paint is you can just paint over. I say that every day. See, painting makes me happy. Curved corners. Oh, interesting. Okay, that isn't the screen is. Okay, there's our screen inside the phone, and we're going to put the scene that we're looking at into that phone. Gosh, and I dropped my pen too, my pen cap, and you really have to keep these pens capped so they don't dry out. This new setup really has me wedged in here. We're going to work on that too, make it more workable. But I'm glad that you can see what I'm painting here a little better. Okay. I'm going to put that scene right in. There's a person who has passed in the casket. Just drawing the lines of where the that's okay. Oh, you know what? I'm not streaming on Facebook right now. Learning. I was thinking, I could get all stressed out about the camera, but that's the opposite of what I'm trying to do here. So I'm gonna roll with it. We all have to make adjustments, right? I mean, this is my difficulty, that there's some static in my camera. Please, Jet. I'm lucky, I'm grateful. Okay. We have the man who's giving the service here. Here's his shoulders. Here's his garment. Make him a little taller. And I'm just suggesting that he's in there. You'll know that he's in there because he's right behind in the scene. Here's his face. There's some flowers on the casket. Oops. And I'm gonna just okay. Fix that a little bit. Okay. We're gonna work on that. It has to look right. This is the person here. Okay, this is great. This is great. See, I'm putting in the photograph. There's a white background, so I'm going to lighten up that background. It looks a little bit like a hot dog, and I'm going to fix that, respectfully. It's getting hot here in Austin, and I like that. Very humid this week. Let's see. I'm going to white out the background just like it is in the photo here. But I did not get to wash my shirt since yesterday's show, and it's a little hot in here. And you know what? It's a good thing that you can't smell me, because I smell a little bit like a Chicago-style hot dog. A hot dog, bun, peppers, relish, mustard, sport peppers, onions. For real. Okay. This is looking good. I'm going to white out that screen, come back and put in some details. Oh, dang it. I forgot my music. One moment. Today we'll be listening to a little bit of Mozart, royalty free. Thank you, Mozart. Part of the new studio setup, changing things a little bit. My checklist is different. I didn't have a checklist apparently. I missed my music. Going with the flow, just like we all are. Okay. Just filling in here. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. I'm gonna come over to our our pastor, our minister, priest, and define him a little bit. I've done a nice job of putting his robes in with paint, some nice texture. I'm just going to define where he is. There's his neck. I put in that black collar. Here's his shoulder. Just comes down. There's a book here that I'm going to put in that I didn't paint in, but I'm putting it in. Book here, and he's holding it in his hands. We'll put those hands in too. He has a sleeve here holding the book. I will draw that in, just define that. Little crease in the shoulders, and I'm going to use the paintbrushes that I was born with and use this liquid acrylic paint and blend it in. Just defining the edges of his robe. Just come straight down. Okay, he's starting to come into focus. I'm going to lengthen his robe a little bit, the black part that's underneath, straighten it out, blend it into the paint. Okay. A little taller. Comes across. One piece. Fill it in a little bit. Tricky shape. Okay. I'm going to define that robe a little bit more. Cool, yeah, it's kind of this little glitchy thing. The thing is, it wasn't there last night, so I talked to my tech person, and they very patiently explained that we cannot go back to last night, and that we have to find out what's happening and spend some time on it later when there's a little more time. Hopefully it'll work out because it's a much higher quality camera, and you can see all my Posca paint pens now, and you can see the painting much better. Okay. He has some detail on the bottom of his robe that I'm going to put in. And the little blue-gray color, which is the color it is. Maybe it's a little... Some pattern. I'm going to blend that in a little bit. Really define that jacket a little bit more. Okay, his purple thing, accessory, very official, of course, formal, everything's pressed perfectly. Okay, and this book is in here. I'm going to put this book in a little better. Okay. It's here. lot of black in this pen, but it's giving it kind of a nice, interesting gray color. Okay, that looks great. That looks like the photo. There's a little shadow in his arm here. No, I'm not gonna do that yet. His feet. Okay, let's put his face in. That's the shape of his face. Nice. That really, I painted it in earlier, but this really just defines the shape. I'll draw his ear in, just suggest that it's there. He has a little bit of hair. I'll come back in and give him a little darker hair too. No need to age you, my man. Although you look good when you're older, I can see that. You have some beard stuff happening here. Stippling with just the tip of a fine point acrylic paint marker on this acrylic painting, just suggesting that there's something there. So here's what we're working on here. We're working on this guy's head. Let's see, he's got that little point on top. I'm gonna take that away. Fortunately, I painted this in paint, and so I can just use paint and paint over it. And I'll blend this into the background and really define the shape of his head. Okay, there's the first coat. It's gonna need another coat. I'll come back to it, but you can see it's gonna work out perfectly. Let me just come down to our little image on the camera and have that match here. A little purple on the sleeve. We have the book, a very fine point. This is so tiny, but the details that will matter. Dang. Okay, I need some reinforcements. Okay, now I'm ready. I can really see this. Cool, it's looking good. I'm just going to take a little bit of the background away around the image in the camera to help define the shape of our pasture. Perfect. That was like 2 dots, 1.5 dots. Okay, let me take a look here. You can take a look too. Okay. How about, should we go ahead and give our pastor a face? I think it's time. I'm looking at a photograph here of him. Okay, and he's wearing glasses. I'm going to suggest those glasses. Got some cool glasses, man. Okay, there's your glasses, and then you have a nose and mouth. I'm not sure which one that is. I did one dot. Is that your? That is your. That's your mouth. That's your mouth. Okay. And just gonna give you a little dye job on the hair. A little salt and pepper. You've got a haircut, it looks like. I haven't got a haircut in a while. I haven't left the house. I mean, I haven't been shopping or anything in 37 days. But I've been painting every day. Just using the paintbrushes I was born with to blend that in. You can see his face coming in. Okay. There's a face coming in there. I'm going to darken up, blend some of that background right behind him. Because there's quite a lot of white canvas I left there. I do like to leave that, but I'm going to take some of it away. Just by kind of creating a little depth in the background. Thanks for painting with me or watching me paint. I really enjoy this. I'm going to do this when the pandemic is over. I have a project in mind that is a complete happy escape from this project, where I'll be painting live. Maybe I'll go to 5 days a week instead of 7 days a week. We'll see. But during the pandemic, here I am. I have some canvases, and I'm going to paint about our life in quarantine. Okay, that's cool. So let's put a little depth behind our pastor there. I'm even going to blend a little lighter gray in there. No, I'm not. I'm going to go through some more of this background and just put some lines in. Put a little more depth in the background. That looks good. And then I'll use a lighter gray to do the same thing. Maybe even a thicker point. That was a pretty fine point. These were so organized when I started. I've been painting. Sometimes I'm a little chattier and happy. This is a sad painting, you know? And you have to be respectful. I don't know what this person died of, but could be anything. This is how funerals are happening. All over the country, all over the world. Okay, just get a little depth to that room. That's good, isn't it? And then I'm going to just do another coat of white paint in the camera lens here. Make sure my tip is clean. Okay. Now there are some metal, portable metal stands that are holding this up, and I'm going to put them in now. Get the right perspective, get them in the right place. Okay, there's two here. This one's a little further back. And that is a little bit too much the same color as the background. It's okay for now. It's not. That's it. And then the one next to it. Pretty close. There's a perspective. They're on the other side holding this up. This one comes a little down further because it's more in the foreground. And then we have the same situation happening here, but I've moved the camera over a little bit to show it. And we're not going to see any of that in this because the camera's now blocking it, which is fine. And then there's a round base on each of these. So I'll put that in. Okay, that's a good first step. That's a good first step there. Okay, there. I'm going to define the edges of the casket right now. I don't want to smear any of the paint that I've just recently painted. So I painted over here, and I painted over here, and I painted over here. So I'll start over here. Our roses look great. They're kind of thick, so I don't want to get them smudged either. I'm just going to be very careful. This is a painting of somebody. So I'm going to take my time. Perfect. Okay. So glossy in some of the places. It looks wet, but it's not as wet as I would think. Well, it shouldn't be wet. Okay, I just want to get the angles right on this casket. Using a blue-gray on this brown, it'll just give a definition without being too harsh. And now I'm going to have a sip of coffee. If I don't drink enough in the daytime, I wake up in the middle of the night with a headache, like I have the last couple nights. And I have to go downstairs and have a coffee, guzzle it, and I can feel the headache go away. Fun fact. Here's a check-in of where we are with our painting. Putting some definition in the coffin. It's a nice kind of fancy. I mean, I don't know. It's different than the basic boxes that were here. So I want to put some of those details in for this person. As best I can. Okay, there's a shape happening here. Something a little bit wonky, we'll fix it. Okay, there's that. Okay, let me. Get that shape in there. Okay, I see there's one line that I drew incorrectly that's throwing me off a little bit. So we'll just fix it. I just drew it on a different perspective. This is the correct perspective now. Getting some details in on the coffin. Okay. Okay. I put a line here to suggest the back to the horizon, and it's interfering with the casket, and so that needs to go, and it's gone now. Just painted over it. Okay. Let's see. Just a little more detail in here. Okay. There are some handles there. Let's put those handles in. The medium-sized pen. And back here. Can't really see them because the camera's there. That's nice. I'll just do a little definition on that with a darker pen. Okay. And then a little definition on the stand. I put it in with white. Now I'm going to come back and do a little darker blue-gray where the shadow's hitting it on both of them. Same thing in the base. Okay, that could use a little work and a little work on it. Actually, that's okay. I'm going to put the same stand in the little photo. And I'm going to have a sip of coffee because, you know, sometimes it gets to me. I'm painting a person here. So take a breath, regroup. That's perfect. Fix that a little bit. I just want to shout out to Addie and all my friends who I used to talk to on Facebook. I miss you. Miss the chatting part. Barb's. There's a chat on YouTube on the, if you click on the live video. Okay, I'm gonna just come back in with these roses that are in this picture. Nice. I'm gonna come into my roses here too and suggest that there's some ferns, some palm leaves in here that are coming out. I'm using an olive paint pen. Put those in. There's some white lilies I'm gonna put in too. I really want to see what those palms look like. You think you know what a palm tree looks like? But if you really look at it, you'll probably end up doing a better job of painting a palm tree. And now I'm going to stipple a little bit of depth in here. Even on the roses. The roses have a little white, little dark center to them, you know? A little darker in the center, the roses that are facing camera. That's cool, that looks great. And then there's a couple white flowers in there. Here and there, here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Up here. Very pretty. White lilies, red roses. And I'll put those in here too. Okay, here's the check-in. Kind of hard to see. The photographs on my camera are great. So the photos on Instagram and Facebook of the finished paintings are pretty good quality photos. I'll put a little detail in on this tripod. There's a tripod here. I painted in. I'll just square it up a little bit. Okay. Connection piece. Bolt. Okay. Screw sticking out there. I'm going to straighten up these legs. That one looks great. Dang it. That was a slow-mo roll, too. Could have grabbed that. Okay. Connect this. I did a little bit too much angle. I do have to get that paint cap. Okay. Let me just come back. I'm going to define this guy's sash a little bit. I'm going to call it a sash. Just a little bit of writing here. And give it a little definition. Perfect. I'll have to give him hands. He's holding that book. He's not levitating. That's a whole nother scene. Okay. I'm going to take out some of that stand I painted in earlier by erasing the background a little bit where it's a little too thick. And it's gone. Now it's looking great. Great. That's all I needed. That looks great. Okay, this painting is really coming along here. I want to just put in a couple of those details of the background into the camera image. This is looking good. This is looking good. Just darken up this image a little bit. Just putting in the cement patio that's into the photo that is in the, that's good, that really made a difference. Just a little bit of shadow on this side. I'm gonna just use my finger and put that in. Right from the pen, dot it in a little bit. Maybe it's a little dark, so I'll dot it out a little bit with white. That actually looks great. That's the color of the painting, of the image it's taking a picture of. I smudged a little bit of my camera frame, so I'm gonna just tidy that up a little bit. Perfect. This is looking great. Just defining the edges of my phone image. It's looking really good. How's my hair doing? Can you see the wheels turning? I'm focusing. I'm in the moment. Just me and this painting. Just the tip of the pen and the canvas. That was really refreshing. It was just me and the tip of the pen and the canvas. There's our phone. Okay, the edge comes in a little bit more than I have it here. There it is. And the other end is like that. Okay, that looks good. We're getting close here to the end. How about a little face on the image in the camera? I'll do the same face I did here. Sure, Jeff. I think at this point it's just little teeny dots. He looks like a pirate. Oh my goodness, that's not right. I'm gonna just do it. Like one little dot of paint is gonna correct that. Arr! There she goes. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and then he has these little this stand here. I'm gonna put these details in and take the extra time here to do this painting of someone's funeral correctly. There's a little attachment, a little adjustment thing here. There's a hole in here. There's these adjustment things. Okay. And then these are going in here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna highlight these in white. I'm putting in the legs that are holding up the coffin into the tiny, teeny little image on the screen, but I'm gonna do it right. Totally correct. Okay. Okay, we're winding up day 37 pretty quickly here. I can see that. I just want to check over it for details and do this as best I can. I enjoy painting every day. I do paint every day on YouTube at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. And then the videos are posted on Facebook and YouTube. Please follow me on Instagram. Okay. I'm going to line in here. Okay, looks good. Let's see. Let's just do a quick check. Here's our painting. I'm gonna put a little depth in this sidewalk here. I painted ridges. They're dark. They're a little hard to see. I'll just highlight them. Some of them. Give a little texture. If you saw the person with your own eyes in real life, you would see the texture scraped in, which is kind of cool. Also some kind of lumps of paint right where on those ridges where the sidewalk splits or divides into, you know. Okay, there's a little shadow I see behind our pastor. I'm gonna put that in. Because the light's coming from front. That's it. No other shadows. Maybe there's a highlight. There is a highlight down the front of the camera. Shiny black metal. Camera legs. Perfect. That's all I needed. I mean, this is really little details, but I want to hook this person up here. Okay. To be honest with you, I mean, you'll have of course, you would go to a service like this if one of your loved ones died. But I think it's like a wedding video. Does everybody, who watches their wedding video? Who watches their wedding video? Have you watched your wedding video? Is family gonna watch the funeral video? I don't know. Okay, this is great. I really just defined the legs of the camera here perfectly. So that's complete. Let's just check our pastor over. He has a little detail on his sleeve. I put it on the bottom of his gown, but I put it on the sleeves as well because it's there, and I have the sleeve in. And I'm not really drawing the design, I'm just kind of suggesting it. I'm using the paint brushes I was born with to blend them in. And then over here, say this is over here too. Okay. That looks great. Let me attach his head. It's a little, not quite attached. I almost think it's okay. I have that Reeves painting right here. And I think it's kind of interesting. Okay, we have attached his head. He has hands. I didn't do the hands in the painting, so I'm just going to put them in real quickly. They're holding a book. They come out of his sleeve. His hand on the book. Okay, and there's another hand over here holding the book. And I did put that arm in, so there we go. That's perfect. Maybe just define the wrist a little bit. Define the book. Okay. See, he's got some layers to that gown. I just need to put another layer in there, just a line. Actually, I don't need to do that. He's good. He's good. It's nice. Put a little color in his sleeve. Let's see. Put the little hands in here, which is a dot and another dot. I'm going to put that color in his, that's nice. Okay. Okay. This is our painting for day 37. I'm just going to sign it. In the black pen, in the right size. Very good. This is our painting for the day. I hope everybody stays happy, healthy, safe. I'll just show you once again. Here's our inspiration photo. It's a funeral that's being sent to the family via iPhone. And here is our painting for the day. I hope everybody stays healthy, happy. Keep your spirits up. This is going to make us all stronger. So take care, be happy, and be kind. Subscribe and like. Come back at 1 and 3. Bye. Let's just fix tomorrow.